We are going to be doing the Ashtanga mix-up, and the mix-up means it's not going to be precise. We'll be adding in a couple extra things that we don't typically do in Ashtanga at a couple junctures of the practice. But what I want to start off with saying, we were all, I'm assuming, brought up in the school system. And if you're brought up in the school system, you know, there's certain things that are just kind of programmed into your mind, right? And this one happens to be a good thing that's programmed into our mind. It's a memory jogger. So if you think about any of the times where we're going over fire drills, right? So if a fire drill was happening, you know, we'd all have to go outside, stand in a certain area, wait until it was clear, and go back in. There was a tornado drill, we would go out into the hallway and we would get into a certain position. But going back to the fire, when they would assign us, you know, maybe a little homework assignment on, or go home, talk to your family about if your house was to catch on fire, you know, which exit would you take? What windows are accessible to open and close and aren't maybe painted shut, you know, and that sort of thing. But there's a memory jogger that we're always taught. If you catch on fire, you what? Stop, drop, and roll, right? And when I first started teaching yoga 20 years ago, that came up to my mind, and it made me think, oh, yoga is the perfect time to stop, drop, and listen. And so that's what I want us to do. Now, we don't have a lot of opportunities to do that in this style of yoga because we keep going, right? We're just kind of invested in the practice, we're moving. There's only certain postures where we hold for even 5 breaths, other inhale and exhale, and we're out of it. So in those moments where you have the 5 breaths, can you stop, drop in, and really listen to your mind and your body? In the aftermath of the practice, when we drop into Shavasana, that is the perfect time to really stop, drop, and listen. So that's all I want to say before we begin. We'll start sitting up and breathing. So when you come to a comfortable seat, rest your hands on your lap, roll the shoulders up towards the ears, and then let them roll down back. And notice how much broader the chest feels. With the eyes closed, gaze in and up to your mind's eye. Notice how even rolling the shoulders back helped to perfect the posture. Maybe even notice the natural curves in your spine. Perhaps noticing the rise and the fall of the energy that initiates our in-breath as well as our out-breath. And just stay with this exchange for a moment. Then bring the law of Newton. With every action, there is an equal and opposite reaction. Notice as you're centering here with your breath, what you're bringing to the mat with you today. Remembering we just had a big eclipse yesterday with the new moon. It was a partial solar eclipse. You might still be feeling some new moon energy, which can lower our energy level. And if that's the case, be sure to modify some of the poses. Now let's go ahead and begin to crack the lids of the eyes open. We'll get up to stand, get ready to move. So we'll stand at the top portion of the mat. We'll begin with our 8 Surya Namaskaras. Root your feet, line up your legs, and draw your hands to the salutation seal. Inhale, let's take the arms wide and overhead. Exhale, begin to pour down into your Uttanasana, your standing forward fold. Inhale, come to Ardha Uttanasana. And as you exhale, you're coming to Chaturanga Dandasana. That's one exhale. The inhale lifts you into upward facing dog. And the exhale carries you into downward facing dog. Once you arrive here, you're breathing slowly, consciously in and out through the nose. You're in control of how much or little effort you choose to put in to your practice. The yogic philosophy is to blend effort with ease. So on your next in-breath, let's go ahead and bring the feet to the top of the mat, coming halfway up on arrival. And then exhale, lower back down. Inhale, root to rise up. And exhale, resets on us to heat. We'll continue with those. Inhale, expand yourself this morning, and as you exhale, close into self. Inhale, sprout up. Exhale, chaturanga, that's dropping and hovering, building upper body strength. Inhale, bloom the heart, lengthen your neck. Exhaling, rock and roll over the feet. Re-arriving to downward facing dog, concentrate on the breath. And set your eyes on one sedentary place. The more we meditate on an object, we realize there's no separation, and that oneness exists. On your next in-breath, let's bring the feet to the top of the mat. Let's elongate the vertebrae. Exhale, release down. Inhale, coming all the way up to Urdhva Hastasana. And then exhale, Samasthiti, hands to heart center. Let's continue. Inhale, open up. Exhale, release. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana, that low push-up. Inhale, line up on your arms, and exhaling, draw in through the belly. Becoming inverted. Head lowered between the arms. Breath staying full and rhythmic. The go-to breath in Ashtanga is very similar to Vinyasa Yoga. It's the Ujjayi Pranayama. It can be soft like a whisper. You can ring it out even louder. Inhale, bring the feet to the top of the mat. Open up the heart. Exhale, let go. Inhale to the top. Exhale, hands to heart. We're going to do one more A. Inhaling. Exhaling. Same sequential order. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana. You can always just bounce into that one singular pose or pass through plank. We'll meet in down dog. And establish your body and breath. Inhale, feet to the top of the mat. Looking out with the eyes. Exhale, drop back in. Inhaling all the way up. Exhaling, hands to heart center, Samasthiti. All right, we're moving into B next. Bend the knees. Bring the arms up, Utkatasana. Exhale, fold over straight legs. Inhale, crease and spins. Exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana, however you want to arrive. Continue through that Vinyasa. But instead of holding the first down dog, we step the right foot through. We lower the back heel down. We bring the arms up to frame the face. Palms turn to each other. Draw down to that back heel. This is where we mix it up a little. Holding the pose longer than true Ashtanga. And then exhale, hands down. Step it back. Drop it down. Build it up. Hold it back. All right, left foot steps through next. Back heel grounds. Rising warrior one. Stacking each vertebra on top of one another. Squaring the hips. Chin parallel to the floor. And hands down. Continue. Now in the third down dog in the B series, this is where we hold for 5 breaths. So it could be as simple as just counting your breaths. Once you've reached 5, inhaling, feet to the top of the mat. You can walk, lunge, or float. And then exhale, bow out. Inhale, Utkatasana. Exhaling, Samasthiti. All right, continue. Inhaling, Utkatasana. Exhale, Uttanasana. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, Chaturanga. Wait for the in-breath to lift. Wait for the out-breath. For down dog, right foot on the inhale, warrior one. Always practicing with safety and precaution. And that comes through mindfulness. Releasing the hands, continuing the flow of movement. Noticing your body's response. Left foot steps through, back heel grounds. Virabhadrasana one. Release. Continue. Hold and breathe. Stop, drop in, listen. The intent to truly hear. Inhaling, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, release. Inhale, Utkatasana. Exhale, Samasthiti. We're doing one more B. Inhale, chair. Exhale, tip forward. Inhale, open up. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, roll back. Right foot steps through, Virabhadrasana one. Release the palms. Step it back. Left foot next. Take here a moment. Release. We'll hold this third down dog for the 5 breaths. See if you can purposely slow the breath down. May be hard if the heart's racing. Inhaling to Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, release, bend chest base. Inhale, bend the knees, lift the arms. And exhale, Samasthiti. All right, this is where we're going to change it up. or one of the places. We're gonna separate the feet. Now, we normally already do that, but we're gonna open up the QL muscle. So this is gonna require bringing the left shoulder across the chest, yeah. And then draw the navel in towards the spine, and you're actually gonna start to round down. You're just gonna drop a few inches and pause. Let your head release like a rag doll. Take a deep breath in, pour down a few more inches, hold, and breathe. Drop a few more inches, hold and breathe. And drop a few more inches, you have more available. And then squeeze that belly in, and you're going to use your left shoulder blade to come up. So your head is still drooping, and you're just slowly coming up with the left arm, and the head comes up last. Okay. Right shoulder is going to shrug down and across the heart. Draw that navel in and just pour down just a few inches and pause. Chin is sinking towards the chest. When you're ready, draw down a little bit more. You may find one side's more sensitive, especially if you have the tendency to collapse to the right or the left when you drive or sit. Put down a few more inches. This is also a muscle that can get aggravated, so you need to check in with it. If you have any issues with your SI joints, right, continue down just maybe a bit more if you have that availability. We're not trying to touch the floor foot, right? So we're slightly still rounding the back. It's a little bit more yin-ish. And now squeeze the belly in, use the right shoulder blades to slowly start to draw up, and the head comes up last. Okay, the next one's similar, but it's more structured. It's Parita Uttanasana. So what we're gonna do is take the hands right to that hip crease, and it's like you're leaning forward, right? Like you're gonna go towards Uttanasana, except you're going to carry your torso over the right leg. Good. Now lengthen out of the left side waist. Keep the spine long, and you are gonna reach down as low as you can this time. Different approach. So you're either holding your outer calf, ankle, foot, or even continuing on down, sending the heart towards the right knee, the head towards the shin. But then I want you to check in with your right side waist. Notice if it's scrunching here, and see if you can lengthen out through your right side waist, out of that hip, through those ribs to create more extension, more intensity. Notice there's a different approach, so it's a different intention. We were hitting that QL muscle before in the back. This is more about hamstrings. All right, now let's go ahead and slowly bring the torso to center. Stack your hands to your waist, plug down your feet, and slowly begin to come up. All right, we're gonna take that to the other side. Let your hands slip to your hip crease. Push back and coming into a forward fold, but then lengthen out of your right side waist. Send the trunk over towards the left leg. Allow the hands to descend lower towards the calf, ankle, foot. And when you start to pour the heart down towards the knee and the head down towards the shin, now focus on your left side waist. If it's scrunching, let's create some length, some space there. Continue to breathe well. Inhalations, bringing the prana in. Exhalations are sending the toxins out.
All right, now let's just kind of flow back through center. Now we'll come back to Ashtanga. Pick up your feet, line up your hands underneath. The feet may be a little wider than we typically would do that, but that's okay. Toes at the crease of the wrist, and just pour the head down, 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 down. Maybe as though you're looking up towards your belly button. If that strains or causes any issues with the neck, you can leave that out. Bahasana. 2 more deep breaths. Let's remove the hands from the feet. Bring the hands to the waist and slowly begin to lead with the back of your heart to come up to stand. Feet together. If you guys want to turn this way, it's fine. You can turn this way, it's fine. But we're going to separate the feet, go long ways on the mat, lift your arms out, rotate your right foot, launch out over the right leg, and windmill down to your triangle pose. Pressing through the balls of the feet. Shining that hand above. Roll the right shoulder back towards your chest, because it may want to protrude forward a little bit more. Good. On your next inhale, use that top hand to help to rise up. Lift your right arm width. Turn your right foot. Rotate your left foot. Keep that left leg elongated as you reach out over it and then windmill down to your triangle pose. Left shoulder rolls back towards the chest. Think long linear lines. Put the weight in the feet rather than your left hand. We're trying to elevate the energy. We're trying to send and soar it up to the peak, to the pinnacle of the pose. Affirming energy and joy flow down to me. Inhale, use that right arm to come up. Relax the arms at this point. Turn the left foot in, right foot out. Once you rotate the right foot, offset your left foot. Make sure the hips go even. And then lift your left arm skyward. Exhale, bring that hand down. You can bring it to the inside or the outside of the foot. You can bring it to the shin if you need to rest on your body. Or obviously you can use a block to bring the floor to you. See about opening up space between your navel and your sternum. Sometimes we can cave in that place where the diaphragm muscle needs to parachute as we breathe. Exhale, bring the right hand down. Inhale, float your hands up safely, come up. Rotate your feet the opposite way. Set up the hips. Reach the right arm up. So, or if you turn your foot in, maybe a little bit more, so it's more that angle. Notice where you get that movement in the hip. That's going to make the twist more accessible. Okay, when you're ready, exhale, pull down, create that rotation through the spine. Now, if your left shoulder gets you getting greased, you can keep your hand on your hip. So smooth back. Good. That you just did. Feel that difference? Cool. That's great, Jake. Beautiful, guys. Exhale, lower that left hand down. Inhale, float the hands up, come up safe. All right, rotate your feet. Look down at your feet because one may be leading ahead to the other. Make sure they're on that same visible line. Float your arms up, shoulder height. Rotate your right foot 90 degrees. Lunge that knee like warrior 2, except we're going to come on down to side angle. There's different variations. I'm going to be super simple today. You can be more dynamic if you choose. You can even bind your arms if you want, but remember, eclipse energy. It was super intense for me last week. And then the last couple of days I felt nothing. You know.
So is that why it was so dark yesterday afternoon? The partial solar
It was
eclipse?
actually in the, it was like 5 a.m.
I just thought it was a storm. It was so
Yeah,
dark.
it was unusual yesterday, for sure. Inhale, draw up. Right foot turns in, left foot turns out. I was thinking the same thing. And then lunge the knee. Come on down. Elevate the right arm, and of course, take any expression of your liking. I'm just being simple does it today. Fire into that back leg. You got it. Inhale, let's draw up. Exhale, relax your arms and rotate that left foot. All right, the right foot's going to turn out. We're going to lift the back heel. Now, if you want to plant your left hand and sort of the right arm up, you can. In fact, I'm just going to sit here today. But if you want to bring your hands to prayer and take your left elbow to the outer edge of the right knee, you can. There's other ways to amp it up. I'm just not suggesting that. Let's do astrology right now. Exhale, bring the right hand down, turn the left foot down, float the hands up, safely come up. Now rotate the right foot, turn the left foot, lunge that knee, spin off the back heel, set up for your version of revolving side angle today. How does that look? How does it feel? Stop, drop, listen. Stop, drop, feel. Exhale, bring the left hand down. Except walk your hands down the edge of the mat as you rotate your left foot in. You're going to go ahead and fold into Prasarita Padottanasana A. The A series, we're bringing the hands back in line with the arches of the feet, and we're really rooting through the base of the thumbs. When you root through the base of your thumbs, it's going to allow the elbows to close in. The triceps and deltoids become active. Just let the blood flow come down to the face, down to the brain, down to your crown, into the pineal and pituitary glands. Walk your hands forward, come halfway up. And then bring yourself up to stand, stack your hands to your waist, shoulders roll back, and then exhale, lead with your heart. And you're going to fold again. Make sure you're not pronating or supinating the feet. Roll down equally between the outer and inner edges. Notice with the elbows flying up, the shoulders to the back, the heart stays open. We're just doing A and B of this series today. And then inhale, slowly come up. When you come up, let's relax the hands down. Turn the foot that's going to face you to the front of the room, and then step up. All right, step your left foot back. We're going to try reverse namaste hands. If you can't do reverse namaste hands, I understand. Just crisscross your arms. Close enough. Yeah, get crisscross your arms, hold your wrist. And then fold over the right leg. You're looking towards your toes. Glue the big toe down to the floor because it may want to lift up. Squeeze and slightly tuck that right hip. Spin that left hip towards your right heel. And more importantly, breathe. Affirming, I give myself over to the flow of Christ. Inhale, slowly start to come up to stand. If you have your hands in reverse prayer, you can keep them there. We'll step forward, and we'll step back with the right foot. If your arms are crossed, crisscross the other way. Square your hips. Open the chest.
And then slowly descend over that front leg. Taking your time. This references an intense side stretch pose, and you can feel that a little more when you tuck that left hip in. Gaze towards your foot. Pause the pose, drop in, listen to your breath. Inhale, slowly start to rise. Release your hands and step up to the front. We're changing up the balancing poses today. We're gonna stack and stand on the left leg. We're gonna bend the right knee. Open from the hip and take tree. Now, no tree is typically in the mix. We're just skipping Padangusthasana. Pressing the foot and the leg together. The hands can come to prayer. You can also lift them overhead. These are one spot. Release. When you're ready, stacking and standing on the right leg. Opening from the left hip. Maybe using your hand to bring the foot and thigh together. And figuring out your formation with your arms. If you exhale, you can exit out. Okay, we started with regular tree, but we're going to try Hathamasana today. So stack and stand on that left leg. You're going to catch your right heel. Catch the top of the foot with your left hand, but from the underside. Place that foot to that hip crease. Hold that foot up with your left hand. Circle that right arm behind your back today. Sometimes we do it differently. Your heart wide open, your eyes wide open. And release. Okay, back and stand right leg. Catching the left heel. Top of that foot from the underside. That would give you that anatomical opening so that the left knee faces the floor. Left arm hooks behind the back. Shoulders roll back. Heart wide open. Right. Release the bind of the arms, stack and stand on the feet. Bring your hands to prayer position at your heart. Bend the knees. Lift the arms up overhead. And if this strains the shoulders or the neck, you don't have to do this variation. You can come to this variation. Right, so consider your body. Listen to your body. Do what feels best in the now. My body is no burden, it is light as air. Exhale, pull. Inhale, sprawl up halfway. Exhale, Chaturanga-dandasana. Inhale, up.
Exhale the down dog. Hop the feet forward, crisscross the ankles and sit down and straighten out the legs. Float the arms up overhead, hinge forward, Shavasana. All right, since we can all reach our feet today, we're gonna take the first two fingers, we're gonna wrap them around the big toes. We're gonna fly the elbows up and down, and drive the heart forward toward the feet. Look out, or you can bow your head and look straight down, either way. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, Paschimottanasana B. We're gonna wrap the hands around the feet, and the thumbs are kind of pushing into the base of the big toes. So it's like the big toe mound is pushing forward a little bit. I'm going to do one more. Inhale the arms up. Lace the hands together. See if this one's possible now. As you pour down, wrap the hands around the soles of the feet. Paschimottanasana C. Inhale, arms release and lift. Exhale, fan the hands around behind your back, not too close to the body, a few inches back, so you can lean into your hands, point your toes, and then give yourself a boost up, tucking the tailbone, rolling the shoulders back, and breathe. Exhale, sit down, feet slide back, coming up again, altar pose, reverse table. Pressing into the feet, shifting the knees forward, lifting the pelvis upward, and shoulders rolling back. Looking straight up to the ceiling panel above your face. Fixate your eyes on one or a section of the dots. Exhale, lower your seat. Good, slide your left leg out. Pull your right foot in just a little bit. Bring the right arm to the inside, and this is where we turn, twist the arm to create the binds. The left arm reaches out in front, the left toes pull back. Maybe you can loop the index fingers together. Maybe your hands can clasp. Either way, you're stretching out over the straight leg. Inhale, come up. Take a hold of the front of that ankle. Pull the foot back. Half saddle. Inhale, the arms lift overhead. Exhale, release. If you feel real lopsided, I would sit, on something on that other side. It'll just make it easier to gain access into the pose. You're not lopsided. To walk your hand back. Remove the block if you're sitting on it. We'll come down to your regular seat, right foot to the inner left thigh, arms reaching up towards the sky. Exhale, slightly turn your navel towards that left thigh bone as you bow out over. Stop, drop, and listen.
free to walk the hands back, redirect the spine. Scoop up underneath that foot like we did when we were standing for the half lotus, half muscle. Twist to your right as you circle that right arm behind your back, and you might be able to wiggle and find that foot. Turn back to face the front, lift the left arm. Feel free to hinge and fold. I feel so good right here, I'm staying here. Five smooth yogic breaths. Inhale, come back up. Exhale, release that right arm. All right, slide your right leg out. Slide your left foot in. We're bringing the left arm to the inside, same sequence of poses. Rotating that arm to create the bind first. And then the right arm can bind second. Don't worry if the hands can't even touch, it's okay. Hold out over. Gaze ahead. Stay with your breath. Your breath is your biggest support system, not just here in the practice, but in life. Yes. Taking a hold of the front side of that ankle, bringing the foot back alongside the hip. And if you don't feel like you're on even enough ground, definitely plug a prop underneath your right sit bone. A block, a blanket, a bolster, anything works. Lift the arms up. That will help to lengthen the vertebrae and then fold, keeping that space in the low back. See if you can even separate your toes. These fronts always mess me up.
Sit cross like this. I'm pretty good.
Really? Wow.
Knee surgery, then I could get back.
I didn't know you had knee surgery last year.
This year, February.
Wow. Arms left. You did.
Just meniscus.
Did you go to Colorado before or after that surgery?
Right after.
Okay.
The day after.
Okay. Because I remember you coming back from Colorado.
Yeah. Luckily, my surgeon was a 5-time Ironman, so he's like, "Yeah, you can bike right over there." I'm like, "Can I ski right there?" He's like, "Depends who you're skiing."
How did you do that? Did you ski when you were out?
Oh yeah.
Oh my
I
God.
did,
Oh my goodness. You brave soul.
and that was fine. The hiking down steep hills when I was postal, that was really interesting. That's really nice to be able to skip across the river.
Let's draw back up. Let's scoop up underneath that foot, take it towards that half lotus. If possible, now you can leave it down and still do, right? Same position with the arms. Left arm goes behind the back. You'll get only so far unless you go into the twist. And I made the mistake once of just pulling the big toe because it's all I could reach. Don't do that because that hurts the knee, or it hurt my knee. I didn't get injured, but it didn't feel good. The right arm reaches up. Okay, so the other side felt so good I couldn't fold, but this side I want to fold. So determine if you want to just stay lifted or if you want to fold out over. What's that? Really? Oh. Is it the lotus part?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And it helps my face and ankle flexibility.
Yeah.
Do you ever do the ankle stretch that you're talking about that? Like this? This is just so helpful. This is the, so for those of you that may be watching later, this is really helpful for lotus and opening up in front of the feet, in front of the ankles. It doesn't feel great, but it's helpful. All right, let's gently come out. All right, when you come out, straighten out your left leg. Okay, let's go ahead and do a twist, because I really want to move on to something else. Bend the right knee. Determine if you want the foot resting on the inside or stepping over to the outside. Doesn't matter, just keep the foot flat and the knee pointed up. Take your left arm and hug it in. And then draw up through your navel, up through your side waist, up to the top of the head, and then take the right hand behind your back. Grip that right hand to the floor and see if you can roll the right shoulder back a little extra. Find a comfortable range with your neck. And then make sure you're magnifying your breath. One of the sage twists. Good, exhale, unwind, straighten out the right leg. Bend your left knee, determining foot to the inside or outside. Hug it in with your right arm, but we're not done, because when we hug in, we tense around. So make sure you're lifting, lengthening upward, then left hand behind the back. Grip into the floor with that left hand, roll the left shoulder back. Find a comfortable range of motion with your neck. Sometimes we tend to break the neck a little too much. I'm not saying that. And exhale, unwind. Twist. All right, so we're gonna go back into the stop, drop, listen. So crisscross your ankles, bring your hands together, lift your seat up, step back, downward facing dog. All right, when you're ready, look forward towards your hands, bend your knees, hop the feet behind your wrist and wide to a squat. Okay, inhale, straighten your legs, forward the head down. Exhale, drop back into squats. Good, inhale, straighten out, head down. Exhale, heels in, head up. One more. We're flowing, and then we're gonna stop here. Bring the hands to prayer position at the heart. Bring the wrist down towards your sternum and allow the elbows to really widen your legs and lift the face up. Close your eyes. Drop it in. Stop, drop, and feet. Bring your hands down. And you're gonna heel toe feet towards each other until the heels tap together and the toes turn out and away. So it's like, I don't know, I never did ballet. It's like a ballet stance. Feet apart, heels together. All right, now lift your heels. Bend your knees. Good, inhale, straighten your legs, keep your heels up. Exhale, squat down. This is Kundalini variation of frog. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, squat. A couple more. This is all for our theme today, the stop, drop, listen. Okay, this time we're gonna stop, drop, listen, but we're gonna take it a little deeper. So one way to take it deeper is to send the arms out, head down like so. Another way to do this is to find a wrap of your arms in front of your shins, hands alongside your hips, and bow your head. Garland pose. This one's more difficult. Find that fulcrum of balance in the balls of the feet. Distribute your weight evenly between your tailbone and your head. And then bring the hands back in front of you. Turn your toes to face your hands, descend your heels down. and then slowly come up. Okay, you know how we usually do inversions at the end? We're gonna do a salutation D. The salutation D is something that White Lotus Foundation, I believe, came up with. They're the only yogis I know that do this one, but it's fun, okay? And it's the whole idea of stop, drop, roll. So we're gonna do it 3 times. The first 2 times, we're gonna roll back, catch the hips, and waterfall. The 3rd time, we'll hold it, and you can go to shoulder shake. So it looks like this. I'll show you first. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Okay? Gotta have a little momentum, but notice, and here I push back with my hands and caught. I released my hands and pushed the tailbone up. So that's helpful. Hands to hearts. Let's begin. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold in. Inhale, bend the knees, roll back, catch your hips, waterfall. Exhale, roll forward, pick up your tailbone, Uttanasana. Inhale, coming up. Exhale, hands to heart. Isn't that fun? Okay, again, inhale. Exhale. Inhale, deep bend in the knees, roll back, catch your hips, waterfall. Exhale, rock and roll forward, Uttanasana. Inhale up. Exhale, hands to heart. This time we'll hold the waterfall and go to shoulder stand. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, waterfall. Now I'm not going into shoulder stand because it's not great for my neck anymore. But if you want to go to shoulder stand, you're going to walk your hands down your back, elevating the hips over the shoulders, and then bringing the feet up over the hips, pointing your toes. Make sure your head stays stable. You're looking towards your own body. Your chin stays in line with your chest. You're monitoring your breath. Okay, instead of rock and rolling out of this, we're gonna just roll up to sit, okay? Instead of coming through Uttanasana. So when you're ready, roll through to sit. All right, there's another rock and roll one we're gonna do. That comes up in Ashtanga, requires some balance. There's some days I have it and some days I don't. So you may feel the same. You're balancing on your sit bones. Don't worry if the legs are straight or not, but if you can straighten them out and lift the chest. This is an Upavista Konasana. Now we're going to try to roll back into this variation of plow where the legs stay this wide. So when you're ready, see if you can roll it back. Remain and breathe. Skipping our headstand today, so we're working on these other inversions. And we're gonna try to rock and roll and catch ourselves in that balancing seat that we were just in. So when you're ready. Sometimes it takes a few rolls. Sometimes you come up with bent knees and then re-straighten your legs. Sometimes you come in with straight leg support posture and you have to relift the heart. All right, exhale, release. And fold, let's take 5 full breaths. Make sure on your center of your heels, the toes are turned up, the head of the knees are facing up. That way you get the blend of the strength and flexibility. And affirming, I accept everything that comes my way as an opportunity for more growth. So, all right. The last inversion is going to be fish. So fish, remember, is where we're sitting on the hands, the legs straighten out. The elbows root so the heart can jet up and the throat opens wide. And you don't even necessarily have to touch the head to the floor. Typically we do, but a very light, effortless touch of the feather. Five full yogic breaths. Once you've completed 5 full breaths, you can lift your head, you can remove your hands, you can hug the knees in. I'm going to dim the lights. Because we're ready for Shavasana. And for today's Shavasana, I want you to remember what we started with. That idea of stop, drop, and listen. So we're pushing pause on the active poses. We're letting go of movement so that we can rest and just be in stillness. This allows us the time to truly drop inside. Hopefully the mindful execution of your body helped you to reconnect with physical self. So I want you to dive deeper below the muscles and bones. Even beyond just your breath. What is more subtle? Drop internally so that you become the inner witness, the observer, the body and breath. Any thoughts that may run through your mind. Listen, truly listen with the intent to hear.
So please realize the corpse pose was created. Begin meditation to contemplate death. And to realize that death doesn't really exist. It's just a rebirthing. It's a transition. Time of transformation. If you look around us in nature, all of nature has continuity. Fire burns to ashes. Water can turn to condensation. Things turn to compost. Really, it's just a change of form. It's a rebirthing. Deep breath in. Slow breath out. Start to exit out of the pose that you chose. Maybe hugging your knees in. Perhaps rocking back before turning to one side. Coming up. Comfortably, attentively. Hands together. Position. Light acknowledges, bows humbly and respectfully to you. Beautiful rest of your week. There is a sound meditation coming up with Thomas and Jen. When is that going to be?
It's Friday.
It's Friday. I knew it was coming up.
The development for one workshop.
This Sunday. Yes. You know anyone deals with pelvic floor issues? This is a perfect opportunity because she's not only a yoga teacher, she's a PT, she's a physical therapist. So tons of good information. Everyone I've known that's gone has loved it.
It's just like shocking.